So let's take a look at A.J. Griffin, the freshman out of Duke. And with this kid, it starts with the shooting as you see him rise up, knock down a catch and shoot right there against Miami. But what I want to highlight is what it can do for an offense. So a guy like him with his numbers, he doesn't even make a ton of shots off the move running off screens, not from what I saw anyway. But watch the defender chase him just because of the type of shooter he is. And then watch his defender never come over and help at all. So just think about how that opens up the floor, how that can be beneficial to an offense. It isn't just catch and shoot. You see a couple jab steps here and then able to knock it down over the defender. Very comfortable shooting over a contest. And then the shot fake. Just look what it does to the defender, and he knows it. He uses it very effectively as he takes the one dribble, 1-2 into that shot. And then even some other situations. So a ball screen. Not a guy that really elevates on his shot, but again, he's able to shoot it over a contest and look very comfortable with it. And then here, just lulls the defender to sleep, rocks it a little bit, and then able to rise up, knock it down. So again, not going to really elevate on his shot, but enough and then comfortable enough he can make it with the hand in his face. One thing I'd like to see a little bit more is just a little more separation created on the side step and the step back. You see, he doesn't create a lot right there. Still able to shoot it comfortably over the hand, but he comes up a little short. This is the one that makes me think that maybe he has it there and he just hasn't got back from that injury. Look at the separation he creates. He just doesn't shoot it. So just wonder if he's not quite comfortable yet, not quite back from the injuries, and obviously those medicals are going to have to check out. But you see it here, a little jab step does create that separation still against a tough contest and is able to knock it down. As we move into the mid-range, you're going to see that step back again. The mid-range was a little bit of a mixed bag. So there you see the step back, not able to knock it down. And so I'm not going to show all of the misses, obviously, but he wasn't quite as effective in the mid-range as what I was hoping. Again, here you can see the shot fake uses it effectively, and then there a little bit more elevation and the soft touch making the shot over Baycott. Again, I did not see enough of these. I went in with this question, how does he look coming off screens? And I didn't get the answer. Here's about the only one I saw in the games I watched. He knocks it down, but again, just not enough of a sample size to really know. But the mid-range shot does look very good at times. It was just a little bit of a mixed bag. And then one thing I would have liked to see a little bit more, and Duke did this for Wendell Moore, even Trevor Keels a little bit, obviously Paolo Banchero, was like in the post or mid-post. He's a strong kid. I realize he's quote-unquote only 6'6", but I think there's a little bit more there. Will be interesting to see if he adds it to his NBA game. So as we go to the off-the-dribble stuff, his handle and wiggle was probably the thing that impressed me the most offensively. But again, he's got to work on just the finishing. So some awkward like midi finishes that just didn't look good. Not true mid-range shots. Again, I talked about that already, but kind of these push floater type things. You see him attacking a closeout there, gets to a spot, not able to finish. Again, attacking a closeout, gets to a spot where I wish he would have used his left hand on this one. Looks a little bit awkward with the double clutch. So I just think he has some work to do in the mid-range. You see some of the vertical pop there. He's not able to finish it. Didn't see that as much as I was hoping for, but again, you wonder if it's going to come. And then you see just kind of the wiggle, the movement, the handle, and here he's able to spin, rise up, and knock down the shot. So while I said you didn't show a ton of vertical on his shot always, he does show it at times. Again, the shot fake, now he's able to play off 1 foot, a little bit of lower body contact and finish. So in some of these you'll see he's able to play off 2, but he's also able to play off 1. Here, he doesn't create the separation in like a true ISO against Black from North Carolina, but he's strong enough, he's able to power through him off the dribble and for the finish. So that's what I really liked. You know, if he can do that more and more, he's really good when the advantage is there. I know this isn't super impressive against Manic, but I liked the finish that he was able to do there off 2 feet, nice soft touch off the backboard. But again, if he's able to shot fake you or like this one, attack off some offensive action, get downhill, he's going to be able to play through the contact, and then you see the 1 foot finish there. So again, we've seen him finish off 2, we've seen him finish off 1. And this may be the most impressive clip as again, he plays with some wiggle, and then he's able to go under the defender here with the scoop and get it off the glass before the weak side defender is able to come over and block the shot. So I know this all looks really, really impressive, and I want it to, but understand that he didn't show this a ton. I'm showing a lot of the clips. As you see, the spin move creates separation there. A lot of the clips where he did this in the games I watched. So I would have liked to see it more, but he didn't have a ton of opportunities because who he was playing with at Duke. And then his passing. I don't think he's a high-level read guy, but you see him there just drive and kick to an open shooter. He's very willing passer, very unselfish as he makes the one more pass there. And then we'll even see him. He worked in ball screens a little more than I thought. Not enough for me to say anything confidently, but you see here a nice rep throwing the lob to Mark Williams, who finishes it. That's the offensive package for Griffin. How about defensively? Off ball, I really like him. And what I want to highlight is it's not always about, oh, he's there for the help. How about when he's not supposed to help, doesn't help off strong side corner there, knows his role. This highlights it as well. So right now he's low man on the weak side, so he's opened up to the action. And then as the ball comes strong side, you see he closes down because he's not going to help off strong side corner like the last possession. Now he does come in and reach. I don't love this action here, but I wanted to highlight that he knows what he's doing positioning wise off the ball. And then chasing screen, getting through screens is something he does really well off the ball, and I think even on the ball. But you see him chasing the offensive player here, gets through 3 different screens, and then even switches there. So I wanted to highlight that. I think he does it really well. You'll see it again here. Is physical, gets through, gets back in front, stays in front of his man, and I just think he has a high-level off-ball upside, maybe even a guy that just chases shooters around and can do that really well. I let this clip run because I'd like to see him get a little more involved in the defensive boards than what he was. I realize, again, quote-unquote, only 6'6", but I do think he can be a better rebounder on the defensive end than what he showed. Nice switch there, and then on the ball, he's usually pretty good. He gets hung up on screens sometimes, but getting this top level over the ball screener, he doesn't here, but you see him still fight, try to get back in front, ends up forcing a turnover, missed shot, whatever you want to call that one. Not always perfect. Here he gets a little hugged up on the weak side, so I do like to show the bad with the good. It wasn't like every possession was perfect, but for the most part on the ball, really good from A.J. Griffin. And then off the ball. Here on the ball, I love this. So he understands scouting reports, how he has to do things, the positioning. He doesn't have to go over the top on Leaky Black. He can go underneath those screens, does a good job there just meeting him on the other side. So again, positioning, scouting report, that stuff he's going to know. Here against a ball screen, again, he's usually really good getting that top foot over the screener, but he's going to work. He's going to try to get back in front, forces a miss there. So I think that's where he's good on the ball. And then if he can use his strength like he does here and give that upper body strength to hold off the driver, he's going to be in a good position. And then because of that, I kind of wonder if he has ability to be switchable, play against some bigger players in the post and hold up okay, just because he is such a strong kid. So something to keep an eye on moving forward as well. This possession kind of shows the good and the bad. So one of the better possessions against a smaller, quicker offensive player stays in front, but now the negative. The biggest area of concern with A.J. Griffin defensively is on the ball, and you just see how quickly the offensive player is able to get his hips turned and get into the lane. And it happened over and over and over. Again, here his feet kind of just get planted, get stuck, and then all of a sudden blown by, hips are turned, and it's an open drive to the basket. Now he continues to play and gets a deflection, which was nice to see, but it just happens too much. You see again here, feet get planted, the offensive player is going to go by, now he's going to put his hand out and reach. Now if he can get away being physical in the NBA, this may not be as big a concern, but in the film I saw, is again, you see his feet get planted, gets leaning forward, hands on the offensive player, and he gets called for a foul. So the on ball is definitely a concern. Here against even a bigger player, but kind of, in the mid post, ripped through, and right away his hips are flipped. He's opening up the gate for the drive, and then he gets called for a foul or gets a teammate called for a foul. And then one final one on the closeout, again, right away, blown by, hips are open, and it ends up on the dunk for the opposing team. So just one area to watch for is defending on the perimeter. Got to do a better job. Off the ball, I really like it. And then the offensive skill set with the shooting and a little more wiggle and stuff off the dribble than I anticipated.